Hey, how you doing there again, folks? Me again, of course, Brandon Wenzel. Come back at you. Another offering off my sampler platter. Yes, indeed, folks, sampler review series of videos I've been doing for a little while now. I go over there and try out food and drink items. I eat the stuff, I drink stuff, then, folks, I'm going to talk about stuff. I'm going to let you know all that you need to know about hopefully delicious stuff that time I'm doing this, folks, I'm not going to lie, I just got through reviewing something that I imagine is going to be very similar to this. But we'll get to that. Folks, it's super simple format. I'm going to go over there, I'm going to try out food and or drink items for you. Whilst I'm doing so, I'm going to yammer on about it for a bit. Whilst I'm doing all that, I'm in my back room today, which means we get Peter Can Thunderbolt poster behind me. Ooh, Peter Can Thunderbolt poster. Whilst I'm doing all that, folks, I am doing something else. What is it? I'm wearing a super cool shirt. Folks, when I wear super cool shirts, I always like to highlight the super cool shirt. What super cool shirt am I wearing for you today? Happens to be my A Killer's Confession shirt. This is a new one. If you're unfamiliar with the band A Killer's Confession, they are a band, time I'm doing this, they are out of Cleveland. They've actually been around for a little bit now, close to 10 years, I think. They came into being after Waylon, the lead singer, after his tenure as one of the lead singers of the band Mushroomhead came to an end. He started up AKC as his new project, and they've been going strong ever since. You know, they've had some lineup changes. There's been occasional little, spurts of drama here and there, but nothing that they haven't been able to push past and keep kicking ass. I'm a big fan of their stuff. I've only grown as a fan as they've grown as musicians, and I think they're really great. So much so I've actually seen them perform live a number of times. I do have videos of those performances. They're on my channel in case you want to check those out. If nothing else, I'd be more than happy to point you in the right direction as far as their music is concerned, because I think they're fucking phenomenal. But anyway, what am I trying for you today, folks? What are we doing here? Why is it similar to something I just got through reviewing? Well, that's because, folks, I decided to hop on out to, Buffalo Wild Wings. I got their buy one, get one free deal, which is a deal you can get on Thursdays. Go over there, get yourself some boneless wings. You can double up your order. It's been a fantastic way for me to go over there and try out their menu. So much so, I have an entire playlist for just Buffalo Wild Wings reviews at this point, because I've done so many other flavors. And I just got through reviewing their lemon pepper sauced wings. But now I'm going to be reviewing, their lemon pepper dry rub. I hope I like lemon pepper a lot. Let's get a thing for the thing. It looks... Okay, damn, something. It is what it is. We'll just kind of go... Let's give it a shot. Let's try out the dry pepper ones. Or dry rub ones. Much crispier, as one would expect. Much less sharp in the flavor, but still a decent amount, like a good amount of bold flavor. You definitely get a better taste for the chicken in this, obviously. Since, well, with the sauce, obviously it's saucier, it's going to take up a bigger portion of the flavor profile. In this, once you get past that dry rub, it's honestly just some decent tasting, actually really nicely cooked chicken. Buffalo Wild Wings, their quality of chicken, not the best you're going to find, but not bad. Certainly, if you've got like a proper local wing spot, it's more than likely going to exceed Buffalo Wild Wings. Like for me personally, we have a place called Dak Dak Korean Wings. I've reviewed a bunch of their stuff. I'm a big fan of theirs. They blow Buffalo Wild Wings out of the water. But, credit where it's due, these are actually really nice tasting. And the thing is, I don't usually get dry rubs from Buffalo Wild Wings. I usually go for their sauces because that's kind of why you order from Buffalo Wild Wings, in my opinion. But actually, I think in this instance, it's nice. In And because it is a dry rub instead of a sauce, like I said, the flavor is much less sharp, and it allows the other elements to play a nice role. Because with the sauce wings, if you want my full take on it, you can watch that review, but one of the things about them is that the lemon in that is very, very harsh. And in this, it's still there. You're definitely still going to notice it, but the pepper and the chicken play a much stronger role, so it feels more balanced. So, choosing between the two, it's kind of, what do you want? Do you want stronger flavor, or do you want better balance and more expression from the chicken? I like it though. Yeah, I'm actually down with this. I think they put like the perfect amount of rub on this. Like, it's just, it hits, it doesn't overstay its welcome. You do get a little bit of that sort of earthy, maybe slightly spicy, but not really spicy. But you get a little bit of a hit from the pepper. And then, like I said, you just get some nice white meat chicken. Even though, let's be honest, dark meat is where it's at. Team dark meat. Yeah, that's actually pretty damn good. Like, I don't have any real grievances with it. I guess if nothing else, maybe I would have liked, it's kind of the opposite of the sauce version in that maybe I wish the lemon played a little bit stronger of a role. But that's about my only critique. Otherwise, tasty chicken, crunchy on the outside, juicy on the inside. And I think the lemon pepper flavor works nice. So it's just maybe a little bit bland in comparison to its saucy brethren. Okay. 2 questions have to be asked. Would I get it again? Would I recommend it? I'm going to go with yes and yes. I think the funny thing is, even though I began this by saying, I think it's going to be very similar, honestly, not really. Like, yeah, somewhat similar flavor profile, but they're doing 2 entirely different things. With the sauce is really at the forefront. It's everything that the flavor is. It's not very well balanced, but boy, oh boy, do you get a lot from it. It's got a lot of personality. Conversely, the dry rub, it's a seasoning. It's there to accentuate the experience, but not necessarily take it over. And there's something to be said for that. So, it's honestly hard for me to say which of these I prefer because I feel like they both do different things, and I like both of them for what they do. I think point for point, I would probably get the dry rub more often, just because the flavor on the sauce is so rich, and it really could be a bit much. In the case of the dry rub, because it's more subdued, it's something where I think I could go over there. I could work with that on a regular basis, and just have it be a nice citrusy, sort of earthy, peppery kind of vibe. So, but I like both of them. I think they both do a nice job. I think the dry rub wins it out for me a little bit. If I'm recommending it, though, I absolutely am. I think this is one of those ones where, like I said, you go to Wild Wings for the sauce, right? But, they have some decent dry rubs, too. And I do think that that's something that's worth investing in, especially if maybe you don't want the heavy hits from the sauce, right? Not everybody wants that. This is a good option in that regard. If you're somebody who's sauce crazy, this might not be for you, but it could also be a nice palate cleanser, especially if you went over there and you got like a bunch of different flavor combinations and stuff like that. I'm just saying. 5 things before I get out of here. Have yourself a great rest of your day, spectacular rest of your week, monumental rest of your month. Spend this rest of your year, folks. Go over there and have themselves a truly lemon pepper-tastic rest of your life. I used that for the last one too, but it stands. Final 2 things. Number 1, try to bring some positivity into the world. It's not always possible. It is, however, always appreciated. But what do you do if you can't do it all the time? I know I can't do it all the time. Here's what you're going to do, folks. You're going to try not to be an asshole. Now, folks, it's not always the easiest thing in the world to not be an asshole. Trust me. I know it. I live it. I'm out there every day with you in it. Life can be stressful and frustrating and just bullshit sometimes, folks. When we find ourselves in situations where we have to deal with said bullshit, it's important we go over there, whenever possible, take a step back, try to mitigate the level of assholishness in our lives, hopefully do better for ourselves and for those around us. Very final thing, folks, do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what I want you to go out and do. Folks, let me know. Do you prefer the dry rubs or the sauces at Buffalo Wild Wings? Or, Wingstop or wherever? Because I'm definitely team sauce, for sure. But I'm starting to come around a little bit. Maybe in my older age, I've gained some wisdom, some chicken wisdom. We should all be so lucky. I don't know. But anyway, hit me up in the comments.